Hey, right guys, Trish Much is Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 10 of This Is Us Season 3. Enjoyed the last episode, obviously Kevin getting a few more, or not really answers, but, you know, actually getting to the village where Jack kind of was, and then getting the reveal more so for us than for Kevin that Nicky is actually alive, and he's bimbling around in like some RV somewhere. So I'm glad about that. I think that'll add a lot of storyline to, I guess, all the family. I was going to say Kevin, but I guess Nicky, if he is like gonna stick around, hopefully, then it would be more involved with kind of Kate and Randall as well, and Rebecca. That'd be like really good stuff. So I'm glad that that is the case. I think it's a little bit like, I don't know. I think with This Is Us, it could have gone either way. I think if they were going to keep Nicky dead, like he did actually die in Vietnam, I would have been fine with that as well, because I think it would have, you know, This Is Us isn't really the one for big, oh, look at it, like One Tree Hill, you know, it does big reveals. That's all like, oh. It's more like just the journey that these characters go on and makes it really good along the way, really entertaining all throughout. So, but it did do a bit of a reveal there with Nicky, so I'm excited to see what happens with that. And then the Randall and Beth stuff's all really good. The, you know, flash forward that we had was strong as well. So yeah, excited for episode 10. If you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description and one of the comments down below, where they are of course an entire season ahead. And yeah, let's do this.
I wasn't on board with you running. You would stop. I am no longer on board with you running.
Some point out, they definitely disagree with election nights. Definitely disagree with Beth on that, because they know how passionate he is about it. I definitely started more with Randall on this than not. Oh, it's actually pretty close.
How you doing, cuz?
Wait, what? How much time have we skipped?
Big life moment for you, little brother. What's going through your mind?
I mean, he smashed it either way here, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be talking to you or giving you space, so I'm just going to talk to you.
What's going
multiple feet
on?
Away.
I feel like I've missed an episode or something.
Zoe, I'm sorry if I pushed
Kevin,
you.
I can't do this.
What's up? You know what? That was, I guess. Who's that?
Toby, hey, what's up?
Hey, look.
Oh,
Kate's been
what
crying for like 5
now?
minutes straight.
Oh, this is like
Crying
way
about that.
forward. Okay,
Unclear. How's it going over
it
there?
looks happy crying.
Unclear. Hey, look, Toby, I gotta go. I'll call you back.
Not way forward. This would be like a few
look-
months.
What you did in these last 7 weeks.
7
unheard
weeks. Couple months then.
Been the longest 7 weeks of my life.
Ah. Okay. Show us then. Show me. 7 weeks. Okay. I was thrown off then. I was like, election night? What?
You're still running?
Well, yeah.
After last night? After
That's
J1
exactly. And he's going to be close as well.
He didn't.
There is no we in this anymore, Randall. I will stay out of your way. But you're on your own, babe.
Wow. Very supportive. Yeah, I'm with Randall on that one. I think he's clearly very passionate about this, and I think he can do a lot of good in that realm with politics. And I think he is there for his kids. It's not like he's completely neglecting them or something, and not there for them at all. He's just busy, like, obviously. Any job really is. I know this one's a lot more busy than most, but
What a great man you're gonna be.
well, you ain't wrong. Yeah, first. A worthy response.
This room into a nursery.
No, he's got his Star
so
Wars
on board.
figures.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just waiting because you were hesitant.
So you need to sell all your toys.
How dare you? How dare you? Anyone calls my Lord of the Rings statues toys, they're getting lobbed out the window. Bye, Kate. Don't care if you're pregnant. Gone.
You calling my place home?
Oh, I didn't even click onto that.
I called America home, not your left.
Well, it could be. I
No,
left.
no. Too soon.
Home.
Too soon. Too soon. You haven't built on your two's relationship that much, to be fair. Ah, it was the key. Who is that on his keys chain, though? I don't... Oh, is it John Stamos?
Is that?
It's John Stamos.
Okay.
Tess and Andy got it for me. There was a whole phase they were calling me Uncle Jesse.
Makes sense.
Stamos, I got a roommate! This is gonna be great!
Oh my god.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not gonna tell him not to move in together. I did 5 weeks, so just cool. Just skipping through this.
Business Association breakfast at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Right.
Busy,
Guess I'll
busy,
be
busy.
staying here again.
Good luck. This is another blow to the marriage.
Worrying about balancing their future career with their future wife and kids.
I like to plan ahead.
Yeah, no shit, Jesus. Oh, text to that.
You rich?
These kids at my college, they went crazy for our stuff.
Yeah, well, we're so old to them. Our
Oh, he
stuff is
actually
considered
sold him.
vintage. It was marked DNS.
Yeah, it was donations.
Oh,
I sold it.
bro.
One less trip to the Goodwill.
Bro.
No, that DNS does not stand for donations. It stands for do not sell. That box was home to my original complete set of 1977 Star Wars action figures.
Oh, that is a lot of cash as well.
It was an
You
accident,
should
babe.
have asked. You should have asked.
Babe, come on, they're just toys.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Not just toys.
Bro.
They're action figures, first of all.
Of course.
Action figures that have traveled with me from house to house after my parents got divorced, into my college dorm room, through 6
Yeah,
LA
they mean a lot
apartments,
to my
so
boy.
that someday I could hand them down to my kid. But now...
I get it. I'm with him. Good scream as well. Very good response.
How about nephew? Nephew's a big deal now, right? Think of Game of Thrones.
Joffrey ascended after his adoptive father, Robert Baratheon.
Of course. She knows what's up.
Without documentation,
She got it
you're
right,
gonna
to be
need
fair.
someone official to write.
You
a
got
letter
out nerded.
authorizing release
Out
of
Game
the
of Thrones.
Could be.
Cool.
I might be able to get
Oh,
a
Zoe's hair
from
though.
Congressman.
You might?
Zoe's entire look, to be fair. And Kevin.
Might have.
I'll throw him a bone. 3 weeks. 2 weeks just gone.
And we're back with Councilman Saul Brown. Now, I've been seeing some Randall Pearson signs all around.
I don't mind it, to be
yeah.
fair. It's just not showing the same thing over and over again. Like Randall going to let me get it.
Just saying, I'm coming off as a family man without a family.
Do you know what the girls got for Christmas, family man? I do. So I went out and bought all their presents. I don't know if it's because you're trying to figure out a sexuality.
If this
or
was
because you just
Randall
discovered
all the
Nirvana
time,
on Spotify.
I'd get it.
Either way,
I mean, yeah,
I'd
that's
love to
could be
discuss
it.
it with my husband.
But it's been 7 weeks out of like his whole marriage.
You weren't even close to winning.
No.
You know, are you really mad at me, Beth?
Yeah,
Or
the
you
more I
mad that
think
got
about it, the
something
more
that I
I'm.
care about right now and you don't.
Ooh.
Because if memory serves, I played stay-at-home super dad all last year, and you did not hear me complaining.
Yep. I'm classing that as a point.
You know what? I'm gonna walk out of this room before you say something else you're gonna regret.
You do what you gotta do.
I'm with him on that. 100%. He's been there for them his whole life. Or their whole life would make more sense. She even goes on about how he's the perfect dad and the perfect husband. She said those words. Give him like a couple months for himself. 100%. I'm with Randall all the way. The more I speak about it, the more it's Team Randall. Again,
You had a chance to do that.
Zoe's luck. Yes. Do I add it as a
Well,
plus
that's
sign? We won't, but
So,
it's
you said
there
you
as
needed help with
documentation.
getting some military records or something.
Yes. Well, we've been on this journey, literally to Vietnam and back.
I'm
with
going to
my
put it as a
parents'
plus.
uncle.
Zoe.
Shoot them a quick email. That should do the trick, right?
Oh, okay.
Andy,
And is a bit
My office will
salty.
formulate a formal request for the records.
we dated for a couple of years.
That's a pretty long
We talked
time.
about moving to New York, so I emailed him saying I thought the relationship would run its course.
You emailed my guy after 2 years of.
Dated a guy for 2 years and you
Damn.
broke up with him with an email?
I mean,
That's kind of
deal with it
brutal.
perfectly.
We live and we learn, I guess, but. I mean, see it as a. Oh, it's because she's not unpacked. So maybe he's like now going to think, she ain't unpacking. 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks gone.
Hey,
Or week,
before you
maybe.
leave.
Nope, not tonight.
6 years ago, Saul Brown was arrested for drunk driving, but
Oh, wow.
he was never charged. Randall, he paid off the police to have the charges dropped. And then he paid the paper to have the story buried.
That'll ruin him. I mean, I don't think he'll do it because I think he would have won. Like, the election's close. I don't think he's going to use that.
One blue, babe. It's for my wife.
wish I could help you, sweetie. I can't.
Yo, that one was that move. It's my turn.
I'm gonna go down in history as the worst husband and father of all time. Who
Literally.
also lost an election by a landslide.
Literally won't. You literally go great dad.
You know, my father once told me that I was gonna be a great man. I always wanted to be one.
And he is. No, it's just me.
It's harder to be a good man than a great man.
I feel like Randall needs to start getting some love. What's going on? See, I love Randall. Whenever he's talking to someone, he's in it. Like the conversation, he's in it.
I got the last blueberry.
Ah, of course. Of course, the big reveal.
Happy New Year, Mr. Pierce.
Because he gets distracted easily, but not what I don't feel like it's when he's talking to like having an actual conversation with someone. I don't feel like the other characters have. They do. They're all very good at like making conversation and being engaged in it. But I threw the documentation away.
Late.
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry.
How is it 7 and now it's 11?
Guess I was just
What?
glad you made it before the ball dropped.
Is that how long it takes to get home?
Sorry about everything. This family is what makes me special. You four.
Oh my God.
And I'm sorry if I haven't done a good job of showing you that enough lately.
I'm gonna disagree, but
We get our blueberry on.
actually, I guess to be fair, he hasn't been as present this season. I'll agree with that.
Gabe?
Oh, they're getting the figures.
Hey.
Hey, you can't have them back.
And what would you pay? $10?
He paid
I'll give you
10.
50?
Oh
100?
my
I hate
God,
to be a dick, but that stuff's priceless. Sorry.
$10. I don't even blame this kid. I'd be like, no, you ain't. No.
My baby, because my entire house burned down in a fire.
Oh God.
And my dad
Trauma
died.
dumping. Yes, dump more trauma on him.
Disappointing a pregnant lady whose father died because of a devastating house fire?
Yeah, when you lay it out like that, you don't know you though. I just like, oh, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He looks like
sorry.
Artie. Oh wow.
Happy New Year.
My guy actually did. He heard all that. I can't even blame him. What are they worth? Like thousands? First edition Star Wars figures. Yeah, I guess they weren't boxed up, but I don't think they were. So yeah.
Yeah, here, just look. You can just read the whole thing. You don't need to hover over me like that. Just.
Oh, you're gonna be
Alright.
salty now, Kevin, because she broke up with someone over
What's your
email.
problem?
Don't worry about it.
Here we go. Go on, Kevin. Let's hear it.
I mean, should I be expecting an email like the one you sent the Congress?
There it is. Yeah. Fucking just.
The rest of our lives?
Yeah.
Has it not been like 2 weeks?
Come on, you said you wanted to move in, right?
I told you I'd move in to make you happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay.
Pushing me.
Hey, she ain't
Yeah.
wrong
I'm pushing
to
you?
be.
That's how you think this whole thing went down?
Oh God, stress.
I just want to use my living room as an obstacle course for all of your crap.
It's been 2 weeks, Kevin. Calm down, bro.
I need some space.
It has been 2 weeks. Calm down, bro. He's acting like she's had the boxes out for like 2 months or something. He does get a bit. He does actually get very agitated very quick. I get maybe he's being a bit like panicky. Oh, she dumped this guy after 2 years over email. Like, is that gonna happen to me? Talk to her. Don't just fucking boil it up and.
Chipmunk Christmas still makes me cry.
Chipmunk Christmas.
Making your final push?
Nah.
You can't not now. You got 1 week left.
I suspected I might marry this dude.
We still don't know how these two met, by the way, which I'm excited for.
Who cares too much and tries too hard. It's who you've always been. It's who I married.
Yeah, but you've been.
Great
What?
man.
Wait, what?
I will not let you forget who you are.
Is this her way of apologising or something? Because you've been
Should I
contradicting.
have you back?
Okay, that's alright. Yeah, sound.
You need to finish this campaign.
Side note as well, I was never put off Beth. I want to make that clear. I've never like disliked Beth because of this. I just didn't agree with her. That's all. Beth's too good of a character to be like, you know what I mean?
Now get up.
There we go,
Get dressed. Tell the girls to put the church clothes on.
my boy.
Now, I've known Councilman Saul Brown for 20 years. He's a staple
Wonder who
of
you'll be
this
voting
community.
for them.
I know he drives 2 hours each way every day to get here.
So it's hyping him up,
He
to be
has
fair.
knocked on so many of our
2
doors.
hours,
When
so
we
yeah.
sang "Somebody's Knocking at Your Door" last Sunday, little girl called out. She said, "It's Randall Pierce." It's not.
He's getting that hype, to be fair.
We are in capable hands with either one of these men.
Well, fair. He made it very,
Somebody say amen.
I thought he'd be kind of biased towards the guy he knew for 15 years, but because his voice would carry a lot of weight in that room as well. So, how? You stole them?
Wait, you can tell these aren't yours from over there? Babe, we're starting a new
You should just
family.
put them in a paint bucket.
Our family. And no, we don't
Not
have
bucket. I thought it was a tray
other
of
action
paint.
figures to pass down. And no, we don't have my handmade football stadium. You don't need to pass down your favorite thing to your son.
Nah, I've been so salty with her for so long.
Are going to be our son's favorite thing.
Yeah, very, very sweet, but my guy's lost out on
You
his...
hear me?
Like,
Hey, I gotta back to my laptop. They're selling an original Boba Fett on like the next 5.
Go.
Going.
Go.
no, I'm sorry, no, this shit's gonna make him bankrupt. You can't just buy an original Boba Fett and be like, oh yeah, that'd be like $5. Unless, like, some person who has no idea what they're worth, like Kate, is selling them.
Ta-da.
Oh, wow, he built her a stadium. Of course he did. So that's what Kate was crying over, not... Toby's too good. Nice, nice. We smashed
Kevin.
it.
It's okay if you don't. Oh no, is this going sideways on me?
Wow. Toby, Toby, Toby.
How's it going there?
Unclear. Hey, Tobe, listen, I gotta go. All right, I'll call you back.
All right. Is this a good cry?
Yeah.
Of course it is. Why would it be a bad cry? It's just like, yeah, I absolutely hate it. This is a bad cry.
Whatever happened?
It's been the longest 7 weeks of my life.
But they're good. These two are good, so...
Excuse me. We're not going to find out what happened tonight. And I have a feeling that we could all use the rest. So thank you.
Like they'll all be able
Thank
to
you,
sleep.
everyone.
No one's going to be sleeping, but I appreciate the sentiment, Randall.
I have pepper spray.
Kevin, relax. It's just me. Wait, you carry
I
pepper
have
spray?
pepper spray.
No.
What do you think was happening? What the fuck?
Peace of mind was taken from me.
So...
I'm sorry, I can't even imagine that.
Give up my own safe space. More than it is for most people. That's why I've never lived with anyone before.
We don't have to live together then.
I want to live with you. I do. And, because even though you just might be the most pushy person I have ever met.
There is that.
I'm in love with you.
There you go.
And I want John Stamos back.
Yeah, I think... But yeah, I didn't even think of that, so I think it's actually very interesting that she brought that up as the reason why, and it makes sense. My thing is, why would Kevin not have questioned that or, like, thought of that? Like, he just went straight to, like, 100 about it, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna get an email where you don't love me and you hate me and all this shit. And didn't actually think maybe there's an actual reason to this.
Jack, last one. CK. Who's CK?
It's like Clark Kent.
Oh, of course.
My dad knew Nikki was alive.
Oh.
He lied to us.
Oh, he did know.
Well, there's a return address.
Wow.
Bradford, Pennsylvania.
He knew. No. Okay. The plot thickens.
So much he didn't get.
That's so
So
cool.
our son is officially the size of a tomato.
Tomato, please. It's classier, and our son is going to be classy as hell.
I respect Toby for that.
You're a very special baby.
He's a pretty special guy.
You're also very tired.
I'm surprised. I'm literally surprised he's trying to get to sleep right now. I respect it, but... Oh, did he win? Here we go. Here we go.
Thanks for letting me know.
Don't end without telling me. I'll be so pissed. Tell me now. Randall. Randall, please. Please. Randall. Say the words. Say the words.
Go on.
Yes. Yes. Oh, of course it won. I had no doubts. Maybe a little bit. Not because of him, just because of the show. I know what this show does. You think he's won? No, he hasn't. Fuck off. We hate you. He won. Okay, that's good. It wasn't all for nothing, even though I do think there's been character development in there and all that stuff, but it's nice that he won, because I feel like you can do more with Randall's story with him winning over him not winning, so it's definitely in terms of, like, what his character should be and where his character should lead and stuff. And this whole, even with this episode, this whole conversation about being a great man and him wondering if like being a good man's enough, even though he wants to be great and stuff. It makes more sense for him to win. So I'm glad they actually went down that road. Yeah, this was a really, really good episode. I think this is one of my favourites of the season, actually. I don't think this season is on the level of season 2. I think season 2's definitely been stronger so far, because I think this was around the episode where season 2 was just getting incredibly good. I think this season has been great. I wouldn't say like perfection, flawless, kind of like season 2 was, but it's still been insane. This was, for me, one of the strongest episodes. I'd say, like I say, episode 1, 3, 5, and then 8, 9, 10 have all been really, really good. So yeah, I like the way we started it with just the 7 weeks of flash forward, so we're kind of wondering what's happened there, and then kind of taking us back and skipping through the 7 weeks very quickly. And initially I was like, oh, we're kind of skipping over a lot of stuff, but I don't think it was really anything we needed to see. It's like, we get it. He's going around doing politics stuff. Kate and Toby are just waiting on the baby and preparing for that. So it also like pushes 2 months ahead with her pregnancy as well. So I'm assuming now they'll get to a point where she'll probably have the baby maybe towards the end of the season, depending what they do with the timeline. But I'm assuming because of that 2 month time skip, she's kind of getting close now. I could be wrong. And then with Kevin and Zoe's relationship, I think we kind of delved through a lot of their stuff as well in this episode. So I think doing the 7 week flash forward, then going back and then skipping through the 7 weeks in the same episode was a good idea for sure. Jack and then on top of that, having the kind of the flashbacks with Jack and Randall's conversation, just them in DC sitting down looking at the monument and chatting for the whole episode. I think I love like Randall and Jack scenes anyway. I think they're some of the best in terms of Jack's conversations in the past, so glad we got that throughout this episode. Randall and Beth's kind of relationship throughout this episode, like I said, I was definitely more so with Randall this episode, just because we know he's been such a great dad and a great husband the entire show, and before we even started watching we knew he was a great dad. So when it's like this is something he wants to do, something he's passionate about, I could never really be on board with Beth being like, no, turn your back on it, step away, come be with your family, because I felt like he's always been there for his family. Yes, obviously the last couple of months or whatever, he's obviously not going to be as present as he has been. I get that. And I get like Tess is going through something personal as well. Like I do understand that stuff, and Deja as well with her mum. But you know he would always have a sense of regret if he... And I know he had like his big conversation to them about on his deathbed what he'll be thinking of is the family and not the election, obviously. like obviously that's going to happen, but he'd always had that ounce of regret if he didn't see it through and go through, because that's Randall's character, and I think a lot of people would kind of have that sense of regret as well. So I'm glad he stuck with it, and I'm also very glad that Beth kind of, came out and said it at the end of the episode that she should have had his back, and she knows the type of character that he is, and for her to kind of steer him away from being that person wasn't right of her to do. So she acknowledged that, and I never went off Beth's character anyway. It's not like she did something where I was like, oh, that's ruined Beth's character for me. It wasn't that dramatic. It was just, I guess I was more surprised that Beth would kind of try to get him to turn away, because she knows what he's like. I know what Randall's like. He's not going to turn away from that, and if he did, then it wouldn't be his whole heart with going into it being like, yeah, you know what, I've got to leave this behind, that's not for me, kind of thing. That. So I'm glad she said that in this episode as well, and I'm glad they're kind of back on track with that, even though the relationship still doesn't work out, it seems, in the future. So something else goes wrong there for sure. Maybe this was like the first kind of nail in the coffin for them, is what we're seeing here, but time will tell on that one. And then I put Zoe halfway through the episode just because she looked iconic, but I'd say Zoe anyway, based on the story we actually had with her this episode. Kevin kind of annoyed me a little bit, and he has kind of annoyed me a little bit in terms of, not so much with trying to find about Jack's past and trying to find Nikki, but more so with the relationship with Zoe. I think he's been so dramatic about the situation, always trying to get her to open up, always panicking about it, always like pushing her to do stuff she's clearly not ready to do. Like, I'm glad's probably not the best word to use, but I'm also like happy that it was kind of a reason why she didn't want to move in, other than she just wasn't ready. Because I didn't even really think about that. It could be something deeper based on like trauma that she had when she was younger. So I'm actually surprised like Kevin didn't question like, is there a reason to this? And he knows what happened to her in the past, and for him to not really just sit down and talk to her about it, his first instinct was to throw a massive tantrum. How she hasn't unpacked her boxes, and it's literally been 2 weeks, and he was throwing a massive mardy. Oh, you're gonna break up with me over email now? It's like, bro, you're not him, for starters, and she's clearly got, like you said, this was years ago anyway. That's a completely different relationship, a completely different time, a different scenario, and then she explained why she didn't want to move in with him anyway, and then this is like just completely different. So Kevin just blowing it up out of proportion was just ridiculous, when he should have just sat her down and been like, look, is there a reason you haven't like unpacked? But no, he had to go full on Mardy about it. So yeah, I do like Kevin, but there are some moments this season where I've just been a bit like, oh bro, like him trying to get her to open up about her dad the entire time they were in Vietnam or whatever. It might have been just before they went to Vietnam, and it's like, mate, just because you're so open about your dad now doesn't mean you weren't like that when you were with Sophie. You was very holding on to it and not telling her anything. Just because you're so willing to be open about it now doesn't mean Zoe has to be. So little things like that kind of annoy me with Kevin this season. But I do still like him overall. I just think, yeah, he's not as strong as he was in season 2. We'll put it that way. And he was like depressed last season. He was in a very bad place. But so I guess it's good that he's in a happier place now. I just think as a character, he's annoying me more this time around for sure. And then, of course, we had Toby and Kate. Toby, I love him. I love him to pieces. He's just so wholesome. I would have not flipped, but I would be so salty if I was Toby. Like, I don't even like Star Wars, but I know like those original Star Wars figures are like what? I think they were boxed up if we saw them on the shelf. Some of them were definitely boxed up. So she sold them for $10, bro. What are you doing? Okay, I would be... The fact he got over that in the same episode and then built her like this really wholesome thing says a lot about his character, because I would be salty for a couple of weeks at least. My God. Bro. No. He was holding on to them, not even to sell as well, but to give to his son. And she sold them for $10. It's not like she did it on purpose. It's not like she went out of her way to sell them, but she did. You could tell she probably did push him to sell all that stuff anyway, even though he didn't really want to. So, not sure on that one, Kate. He clearly didn't want to sell him, and you got him to do it, and he's happy to do it because he's Toby, you know. But he had that one box that he was like, "Do not sell," when she did it. Fuck. I feel bad for my boy, but he came out on top, of course. So yeah, rating for the episode, I'm going to go an 8.6 out of 10. I don't really have many flaws with it other than Kevin being a little bit annoying, and I think that's it. Yeah, I'd say Kevin was a little bit annoying and everything else really worked for me. So we'll go 8.4 out of 10, but thanks for watching. I'll do 8.6. I'll go 8.5. 8.5 sounds better for this episode. So thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. And of course, if you want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to Patreon page will be in the description and one of the comments down below. And I'll see you next time for episode 11. Until then, take care. Peace.